I often write about giving the baits a drink before I start fishing. I generally do this 2-3 days before I go fishing. The reason behind it, I like to swell the baits, I like to open the pores up. There's a lot of baits out there, some very good baits, that don't really start leaking the attractors out for the first day or so that are in the water. So all I'm doing is just speeding this process up. Boilies, as they're drying, they're shrinking and they're sealing themselves. There's the reason for a boilie. You add egg to make it tougher to stop smaller fish eating them. But this also traps a lot of goodness inside. So as I say, a couple of days before I go, a little bit of liquid on the baits, swell them back up, open them pores back up and get the baits working as soon as I get there. I'll just show how simple this is. I've written about it for years but I constantly get emails about it. I'll just show you the process I've been doing this year. All it involves is a bag of boilies, a bit of glug, a bit of water and a bit of time. Right, and I've started off, a bit of the larger glug or whatever bait you're using, doesn't really matter. The thing is with the glugs that we sell, I can't vouch for everyone else's, but you can use as much glug as you like. They're not concentrated, they're not over the top, it's actually a liquid food source, that is. But because glugs in the nature are quite thick, they're made to hold on to the bait, I do thin them down when I'm giving the baits a drink. So I've started off with 25 to 50ml per kilo boilers. You can go less, you could go more if you want, but as you go more you make it a little bit thicker. I've combined that, topped it up to 200ml with water. Just easy to read, measures up there. And most kitchens have got some sort of measuring jug in there. So 200ml of liquid altogether. Kilo bag of boilies. There they are, nicely soaked. There's excess water in the bottom of that. A couple of days that'll all be gone. And they'll just be slightly swollen boilies. Everything's soaked in, but everything's opened up again. Instant attraction, baits working the moment they go in the water. If there is any liquid left, rather than getting it all over you, add a bit of pellet to it at the end and nothing's wasted. It goes out there with the pellet. But once you get your levels right, each boil is different, once you get your levels right, they'll soak the juice up and just look like conventional boilie to everyone else. Well, hopefully that gives a little bit clearer insight into what I do when I'm talking about giving the baits a drink. Really simple, just needs a few minutes, a few days before you go fishing, and job's done. If I get an unexpected trip turn up, if I pop out in the evenings, anything like that, and the bait isn't ready, I simply give them a little bit of a dose of just a straight glug then. Glugs tend to harden the baits up a little bit. I don't want the baits too hard, so I just give them a soak just before I go out. Fire the baits in, surface coat comes off the bait pretty quick, which is then acting as an instant attractor anyway. But myself, I do prefer, if I get the time, soak the baits first, make the baits a little bit softer. Older carp prefer softer baits, just like any other animal. They suffer with bad teeth, they struggle to eat very hard baits, make them a bit softer for them, let the attractors come out quicker. I guarantee you'll catch a few more fish. I hope it was useful. Cheers.